Hey everybody, it's Jason with HD Innovations, and we're coming to you with another installation video for one of our new products. So here we have the HDI Shuttle bag, and this is a really cool bag. This is something that hits a lot of the marks for things that everyone has been asking for a really long time, and then also the quality. So what we have going on here is this is a full TPU material bag, which is good all the way rated down to -30°C. It's not PVC, so you're not going to have that cracking when it gets really cold, but yet it's still non-permeable materials. So this is not going to suck up any moisture, any water when you're out there, whether it's during the summer and you're fishing in a rainstorm, or if it's you get snow all in there because we're fishing out in snowy weather and it gets snow everywhere and it comes inside and it melts off. Nothing in this is going to absorb the moisture and then release that inside to your electronics. In addition to that, we of course have the two large pockets on the sides, and we have the backpack straps. This is something that everyone has been asking a lot for a long time for. We have our integrated slots here for the pole holders that are integrated right into the actual shuttle itself. This is a woven reinforced TPU base here. The EVA that a lot of other companies use has shown to only last about a year time, not to mention it kind of just gives it a pool effect in the bottom that can't drain out. So we have waterproof zippers in the front. These waterproof zippers come down and allow you to open up the front so that you can still have access to all your wiring on our fold down front panel. So let's just get right into it. First thing we're going to do here is the bag will come all folded up and sealed up into a plastic bag. Of course, take it out of there, get everything moved out, get everything flexible, everything set out to how it needs to be. We have two large zippers in the front that come up, and there's a full-length Velcro across the front. This is a nice material here that is also water-resistant. Go ahead and fold that up. You can take your front zippers here, your waterproof zippers, and fold them down. So now you have basically a nice flat opening in the back. With this unit, this is the biggest thing I can't stress, your pole holders have to come off the shuttle before you put it in the bag. So don't try to put it in the bag and then think, oh, well, how do my pole holders come out? I'll show you. So I've loosened these already. These come off. The shuttle goes into there. Before we even put the shuttle into the actual bag, the transducer cord is going to come completely off your shuttle, and it's going to be just like this. Reason being is because in the bag we have rubber grommet pass-throughs that go into each side pocket. What this allows is for your cable to go from your live scope unit or your forward-facing sonar unit and come directly through the grommet, and it terminates right into the pocket. This way you don't have the cord coming around the side here, the cord coming around the back, and having that small piece of cord that's exposed when you're moving around. The first so many bags that we were producing here, this grommet that you're going to put your thing through, it's tight. Okay, this goes through it, it does go through it. It's just a little bit of a tight chore to get it through there. So we're going to open up the pocket. Now, however, whichever pocket you want to put it in, that's completely up to you. Personally, I end up liking to have it on my right side. I don't know why, but I just do. Maybe it's because I'm right-handed. So I'm going to take your cord here for the LVS transducer. I have an LVS 32 that I'm putting in here. This is the same with an LVS 34 and a 62. If you have a Mega Live, I believe it's two smaller ones. Either way, put one through, then the other one, and Active Target. I forget what the cord end looks on that, but it's going to be similar size. I think a little smaller than this. Okay. A couple different ways you can do this. I'm going to try to do this so you can see it really well. Maybe fold this pocket down a little bit. Tuck this guy up. Here is the pass-through. You can see my finger coming out. There's two of them. There's one on the outside and there's one on the inside. This is the way it's nice, and there's not just an open hole on the inside of material. If it has the smaller pass-through like we're about to do, sometimes it's easier if you fold the outside ones outward and then you push this through. I'm just going to do it normally without doing that just so I can show you. If you get this a little bit wet also, it does help this to slide through. So just a little bit of water or something like that onto this part of it. I'm going to do that now. So just ran over to the sink. It's going to get this part a little bit wet. I know all the jokes will be flying from people when they're watching this. So we're just going to take this thing and we're just going to work it through one side, and then it's just going to go right on through. Like I said, it's a bit tight, but it's going to go through. Okay, and now that's through. Not that bad. What we want to do is we want to bring the cord through. All these installation videos are they're trickier for me because I'm behind this and assembling it for you guys. You would be on that side of it. It's a lot easier to do, but I'll do my best just to make it look like I'm smooth at doing it. We're going to pull through a bunch of cord. We're going to pull through all the cord, leaving about 8 feet of cord on the outside. Let that all wind down. All right, so I'm like 6 feet tall, so I'm just going to do one of these numbers and say, all right, so that's like 6 feet, and then I'm just going to do another pull and say, all right, so yeah, that's probably about good. You can fit about 10 feet of cord and the transducer and the cover and everything in the side pocket in the end. The reason why it's important to leave enough cord on the outside is once we get this completely installed with the shuttle inside and the pull holders on, you can't take more cord off without taking the pull holders off and unraveling it. So just get the right amount of cord out to begin with, a little more than you think you need. It's no big deal. You can just leave it in the side pocket when you're fishing, and it makes no difference at all. Now that we have the cord pulled through, here it is like this. We're just going to go ahead and we're going to start putting this on the actual shuttle itself now. I have my power wire disconnected because I use this at the shows all the time, and I don't want my live scope just running all day long. It really doesn't matter which way you start wrapping with this. I'm going to line up my little part here. The little tang, I'm going to put this in there very nicely. Make sure that you're not forcing it. All these things should go together easily. If you're working hard at it, you're not doing it properly, or something's stuck or something's not right. So just take your time and make sure that it's going nicely. Now, wrapping this, here's what I do. You don't want to move the cord and all of this stuff. It's a lot more efficient to just move this. So if you start wrapping, just take your handle up and just turn the shuttle like so. Do it again. And this is not going to wrap up your cord while you're doing this now. Just twist and twist around. Run it right on here like you're putting rope on a spool. Just going to put the rest on it. And the good thing about this too is that you're going to have kind of like wire stowed in 2 different places. So it's not just a big pile of it on one spot. You kind of have it in 2 different spots. So we're just going to do that. And get the rest of it tucked away. And once you start getting close to your end port here, where you have the rest of your wire go through, we can just go ahead and put it right back into the bag now. So just like that, we're just going to set it in. Now you might think, man, what the heck is going to keep this in the bag? It's just going to fall right out. Trust me, just stay with me, and it's not going to. In the back, there's going to be right here in these openings on the top of the bag, these are where the pull holders come through. These are Velcroed on the inside. If a person doesn't want to use them, what happens is it just stays Velcroed up, and then it's not big on the outside. So you just take this, push the Velcro down, get it out of the way. Other one over here, same thing. You come over, you push the Velcro down, get those opened up. Now what we're going to do is I would never do this in this fashion, leaning back, because it's going to be so much harder. You have your handle lined up with the actual holes. Your pull holders are going to insert through the top of it and into the actual handle of the shuttle. A couple different ways to do this. You can take the T-nuts off and you can slide them in here first and try to partially get them lined up. That's one way to do it. The other way to do it, I'm going to try to do this on its back possibly and see what happens here. If you move this down and you kind of poke the handle out one side, just like that, you can now take your pull holder, get your T-nut kind of all the way down to the end of the threads, slide this guy on there, and when you do that, bring the bag up and around the handle, just like that, and then slide that one on and down. I usually, as soon as you get it on there, I'm not going to tighten it, I'm just going to suck up some of the threads so that T-nut doesn't want to fall off there. So now this is movable. Let me back it off just a turn. Okay, so now that's movable again, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're just going to slide the whole pull holder down with the bag now. See how this is moving? We're going to get it so this comes off the side, the bag comes down and around. And we're going to take this, of course, like everything else, logos out. And we're just going to get that T-nut lined up like that. Go ahead and put it into the slot. Just bring my other hand out. Just like that. And as soon as you get it through the slot, you can kind of use your other hand inside the bag. And just go ahead and bring this over, this guy over a little bit, work it around, and bring it right back up and around on the outside. Now when I did this just now, the bag just kind of slid over while I was doing this because that pole holder, see this one, I said tighten up a little bit, it just had a tight spot there. So now that this is on, we're just going to get it up and around the corner. There you go. Once you have them on, go ahead and feel inside and just check your distances from both sides. The handle's not going to be super tight right to the edge of the bag, so just kind of get your distances the same. Tighten this guy's up with the Allen wrench. Once you get some pressure on there, I mean, you just go like a quarter turn is perfectly fine. That plastic kind of has that Loctite effect to it. So now that that's in there, now you're going to see the shuttle cannot come out of the bag because the bag and the shuttle are now one. Pole holders through the bag, into the handle, locked in, everything is there. Now they're one-to-one. You can also see that your cord is wrapped around the handle and the pole holders come down and there's a bag, so now you can't get the cord unwrapped off of the handle, which is why it was important to leave enough of your room here. This cord that comes through the pocket, you can take any bit of the little slack of it up that you want. I mean, you could push some cord back into here if you wanted to and just kind of leave it doing its deal behind the screen. That's perfectly fine. It will give you a little bit to move later. So now that it's in the bag that way, you can push your screen back a little bit, make sure it's to the back, and these lower zippers come right up. These are full waterproof zippers on the bottom, which gives you the ability to have waterproofing up, but yet you can still bring them down and open up your front panel to access everything inside. All right, so once that is all in place like that, we can go ahead and take our transducer here, loosen my tablecloth, move this guy over. We can take our cord and just wrap this up. Now, you don't want knots in there, that's for sure. This can't be good. We're just going to take some cord and we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up. You know, decent little small circles. And then you can see the cord comes right here through the pass-through really nicely. Bring this guy in. Transducer goes in there. And your cord can go down. And then when it closes up, there you go. Now it's nice. Your strap goes over the top. And boom, everything is fully in there and fully protected in the side pocket. You have another side pocket here. It's the same exact as the other one. Same exact pass-through, comes right into it. If you do have a 2D transducer like I do like lake trout fishing and stuff deep, so I'll split screen live scope in 2D on the same, so I get really good bottom separation. If you have that kind of thing going, you could definitely plug it into here, let it go right down in there. You could take a cell phone cord and run it through and plug it in there and stick your phone, charge it while you're doing. The pass-throughs are nice just because it gives you that access without having to deal with the zippers. So we're going to close up the front. When you close up the front, it's just simple zippers that come down this way. And then the Velcros go right to the Velcro. Now that's fully sealed up all the way to the bottom. This is the one you want. There you go. Nice protected. It's good thick padding all the way around. This is a 9-inch screen that I have in there. So you can see there's a little bit of extra room here because it's made for 10 and 9-inch screens to really fit nicely. So what we have with that, we wanted this to fit really nice with the 10 and the 9 size bags. I added this strap onto the top here. This strap here that I'm talking about, you can see it. This goes all the way over and connects down the sides of the bag. What this allows you to do is you can tighten this up, pull it through a little bit here, and pull all the slack out. And that cinches down the whole bag right behind the screen. So this cinches down everything right behind the screen. when you lift up on this now, you're lifting up everything and it's pulling down to the sides, coming down, and it keeps all this nice and tight behind the screen. So it gives it that nice effect, and it also keeps this clear for when you put your transducer pole in. You don't have to get crazy and cinch it down so much. You can kind of do whatever you want, but it's just a nice added option that keeps everything nice and tight so the whole bag's not flopping around. Transducer pole storage. Here's the pole. This is an 18 to 36. The pole holders are really designed to use the top end of the pole, so the largest diameter of the pole. This is 1.125" diameter. That's what these are made for. They will technically work for up to 1.25", but the pole's not 1.25", so we're using the 1.125" size. If you have this extended out and you wanted to use like one side and the other side like this, the smaller side's not going to clip in here nicely. So it's really meant to use the larger tube size, in which case that's fine. These are specifically spaced so that the 18 to 36 with the tripod all the way down and the handle all the way up fits perfectly in that gap right there. Goes right into those pole holders nicely. Handle folds down. What we added on the bag that kind of takes right from the inside is this strap. This is the same TPU material, woven, reinforced in here. So when you put your pole on, like so, you can just easily put this right around it, tighten that down, and then it's held right on there. Take it like so, put it over the top, hold the whole handle and everything down, and now that's just your safety as you're doing this if you wanted to walk or carry down the back of the ATV or any of that stuff. Besides that, the side pockets also double for storage for the pole. You can put it in this way, in which case this little clip here, or the Velcro I should say, comes right over and will Velcro on like that to hold the pole that way. You could technically also do it this way without the transducer on it, like that, but handle down, you can leave the transducer and everything on here. And then it's more of a tight package. So if you're, walking through somewhere, walking through your house, walking through whatever, a building, or even through the woods where there's branches and stuff coming in, you're gonna want to have a wider platform with the whole pole sticking out that way. Backpack straps. Here they are. They are nice material here that's non-water permeable. We have closed cell foam inside here, so this isn't going to actually suck up any water either. These are unclippable from the bottom. So like this, you can take nicely, you can roll them up. Again, I'm on the wrong side of the equation here for doing this. It's like tying your shoes from the opposite side. And it stows right away into the pocket just like that. This guy too. And bring them right up. Roll them up in here, stow them away into the pocket. And then when you're out there fishing, you don't have anything laying down, dragging on the ice, getting wet, freezing up, getting balls of ice stuck to it. Then when you wanted to go back later, haul everything out, you just can easily do this. And just like that, you're good to go. So that's very simple. If you did want to leave them hooked up while you're out there fishing, absolutely no problem with that at all. You can just do the same kind of thing and take it and one shoulder it, two shoulder it, whatever you want to do, like that. And now it's very nice to haul around. In a nutshell, that's the bag. Again, just to recap on some of the main points, 12-inch screens, no. 10-inch screens, 9-inch screens, 7-inch screens, yes. That's it. If you got any questions, any comments, concerns, anything like that, of course, I'm always available. You can hit me up on the website. You can message me. You can get me on Facebook and LiveScope Addicts in my group, all that stuff. The bags will be available at Shields. They will be available at Thorne Brothers, Dakota Angler, Reed's, as well as many others up in Canada. We ship there all the time too. So like I said, any questions at all, let me know. Thanks a lot for watching, and thanks, of course, for the support.